Hello guys, Josh here and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be giving you some tips on how you can make your Sims 3 game run faster. This will be my first ever tutorial, so let's just see how it goes. So the first thing I would suggest is downloading Advanced Systemcare. There we go. Go to this link. I will definitely link everything down below for you guys, so it makes it much easier for you to get onto these web pages and all that. So you press free download, download. Okay, so Advanced Systemcare basically just speeds up your PC laptop. This has definitely been a lifesaver. It's helped made my games run a lot faster, and it's fixed problems that my laptop may have been having. There are a load of options that it basically does. So when you install it, this is what will come up, and make sure you don't tick this because you don't need it. And then press accept and install. And seeing as I already have it, I don't want to reinstall it. So open Advanced Systemcare. This is what it will look like. I do have the professional version, so of course I obviously unlock everything, whereas with the free version there are some things that you can't use. But from what I can remember, when I had the free version with Clean and Optimize, I'm pretty sure I was able to use all of these. If not, then I will try and link a key in the description below for you guys. So when you do this, you don't need to do anything on Protect really. This is what I've got right now, and of course you will need Pro for some of these options, but all I've got on is my homepage protection. And then speed up. There is turbo boost. You can actually, there are work mode, game mode and economy mode. I don't really use those anymore. I used to, but I don't really have to. Then this, your system, RAM, internet and HD settings. I think there will be a button that will say like optimize or something like that, and then it will look like this, and it will definitely help. Protect, yeah, I've just shown you that. Toolbox, nothing on here really. Clean and optimize, make sure you press select all. Scan, it may take a while, and don't worry about if there are loads of problems, because when I first did it I had over 30,000 problems with my laptop, and oh my god, but downloading this definitely saved my games and my laptop and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the second thing that I would suggest is downloading Driver Booster there we go. So it's this one. It's the same company as Advanced Systemcare. You press free download, download again, which I didn't show you before, sorry. And then when this is done downloading, okay, so this is what it looks like when you press on the installation. Like I said, do not tick this box, you don't need it. Accept and install, and then it will install. But I already have it, and this is what it will look like. It will basically scan, make sure you have all the latest drivers. If not, then you will have the option to update. And then when it does say if you have any updates, you press like, I think there's like a big thing here that would say update, and then underneath it should say accelerating download, which I think should work on the free version, because like I actually have the professional now, and this basically makes like all your drivers, it basically keeps them up to date, and it definitely speeds up your laptop or computer. The third option I would recommend you downloading is CC Cleaner. This basically just helps, basically gets rid of all your history, basically gets rid of junk files and all that kind of stuff. So you press download, you don't need to do the free trial. Download again, which I'm probably just going to download twice, probably. Yeah, it is. So when that's done, you click on it, yes, and then this is what will come up. Press customize. The only thing that you don't need to have ticked is enable intelligent cookie scan. So you could just turn that off and then press install. And I already have it installed, so let's go over here. And so it will do like all your internet cache, history, cookies, download history, thumbnail cache, all this kind of stuff. Basically just cleans all the junk files. So you analyze, and then when that has done, there we go. Cleaning complete, and that's all you have to do. And I would suggest doing the Advanced Systemcare scan and the CC cleaner every time you use your laptop computer, because it definitely helps and it keeps it running smooth, keeps everything clean and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so the fourth option is NVIDIA Experience. So if you have a NVIDIA graphics card, you will have this option down below. You right click on it and you go to Open NVIDIA GeForce Experience. So I had to quickly switch to Manucam for this part, because one of the options, one of the settings that I was trying to show you doesn't actually appear on screen, but it does with this screen recorder, and I apologise for the big ass watermark and a bit of the quality, because it's not the best, but to be honest, I'm not paying £32 just for this. So this is what it should look like. Make sure you scan full games first. I do need to do mine. I haven't done it in over a month, because I don't know, it's not exactly like, it's not exactly something that needs to be done all the time, but I would just recommend doing it every time you get a new game. And The Sims 4 isn't even installed on my computer anymore, so yeah. So make sure you have the latest driver. I definitely do. So you go to your settings, enable share, which is basically a free screen recorder. I'm not sure. Okay, so you need GeForce GTX desktop GPU 600 series or higher, or notebook GTX 660M higher, and all that kind of stuff. 4 GB of system RAM or higher, Windows 7, Windows 8 or Windows 10, and GeForce 347.52 driver or later. So you can get this if you are ticked for all of these, which I of course am. When this is enabled, go to your settings, and I don't actually use this as a screen recorder anymore, but I definitely use this part to so I can check my FPS counter, like my FPS whilst I'm playing games, just to see if it's steady, or make sure it's not all over the place, or just basically seeing how the game is running. And camera status indicator and viewers, make sure it's off, but only enable camera and status indicator if you plan on recording with this. So FPS counter, I have it in my top left hand corner, and that's all you really need to do with that. I'm not sure if this option is only available for laptops, but you could definitely check if you have a desktop. I have battery boost available, extend battery life while gaming. So basically, if you have your laptop plugged in, you will be able to enable this option, and it definitely helps. It makes your games run so much faster. I would because it's usually optimal when it's on, which of course means longer battery life, but what you want to do is drag it all the way to the end, which is higher performance, and you can actually, with your FPS, it will make your games run much faster, and you will have higher FPS for your games. So yeah, that is that. So the fifth option, go back to your NVIDIA settings, right click on it and go to Open NVIDIA Control Panel. So this is basically the main thing to speed your games up and make it as smooth as possible. So seeing as I have a laptop, I don't have like all the options that you would usually have with a desktop. But what I would recommend is you doing this. So go to adjust image settings with preview and set it as use the advanced 3D image settings. Don't enable let the 3D application decide, or use my preferred emphasizing. And then when you select that, there should be an apply button at the bottom. Press that, and of course it will apply it for you. Then go to configure surround physics and make sure you set it to CPU. It will probably already be on auto select recommended, but I would recommend you selecting CPU and then press apply. Now on to manage 3D settings. So my global settings, make sure you have your preferred graphics processor at high performance NVIDIA processor. My ambient occlusion is off. My anisotropic filtering application controlled. FXAA off. Initializing gamma correction on. Initializing mode application controlled. I don't have this option available. So yeah. Initializing transparency off. CUDA GPUs or maximum pre-rendered frames, use the 3D application setting. MFAA off, optimize for compute performance I have off, which I think it's only available for laptops, this option, but I'm not too sure. Power management mode, this is the main one. Make sure you press prefer maximum performance. Shader cache, make sure it's on. Texture filtering, anisotropic sample optimization off. Texture filtering negative LOD bias allow. Texture filtering quality. Texture filtering Trilinear optimization on, threaded optimization auto, triple buffering off, vertical sync off, and virtual reality pre-rendered frames use the 3D application settings. So those are the settings that you need to do for global settings, and then press apply after you've done that. Then you go to program settings once it loads. And make sure when it comes on that you tick show only programs found on this computer, because if you disable it then you'll have all of these options and there's no point really. So make sure you tick this. I have the Sims 3, I have two actually, which I think there should be 3, but I haven't added it. These two will do really. If you only have the one option, which I think is Sims 3 Launcher, you go to your add, you go to browse, you go to this PC, your local drive, program files x86, you go down to Origin Games, The Sims 3, Game, Bin, and then you select these. And I would definitely suggest adding all 4, because I think the Sims 3W, I think that this is the version after, I think this was actually patched after Generations, whereas the Sims 3 Launcher, I could be wrong though, is actually before that, so I definitely recommend the Sims 3W. I think that's right. And then of course add and all that. So for my Sims 3, make sure you select high performance NVIDIA processor. So this was basically one of the reasons as to why I was finally able to play my Sims 3 game. Ambient inclusion, I don't have that, not supported for this application. My anisotropic filtering application controlled, make sure you press that. FXAA, make sure you click off. Initializing gamma correction, use global settings on. Mode, global setting, application controlled. Initializing setting, I don't have that option available. Initializing transparency, use global setting off. CUDA GPUs, it would usually be use global settings, but make sure you switch it to use these GPUs and whatever it is down there. Maximum pre-rendered frames, make sure you press use the 3D application setting. Make sure this is off. I guess you could, if you have a laptop, you could try and see if you see any difference, but I have it off. Then power management mode, make sure you press prefer maximum performance. Shader cache, make sure it's on. Let me drag this over, there we go. Anisotropic, anisotropic sample optimization off. Negative LOD bias allow. Texture filtering quality, use global setting quality. Trill near optimization on. Threaded optimization off. Triple buffering off. Vertical sync off. And virtual reality pre-rendered frames, use the 3D application setting, and then press apply. And that's all you have to do for this. So it's quite easy, or at least I find it easy. And then make sure, if you've added the other Sims 3 ones, make sure they have the same settings as well. But you can also try and do some of these options for like other games. All you really have to do, for my example, Grand Theft Auto 5, I have my anisotropic on 2x, FXAA is off, or maximum pre-rendered frames, 3D application setting, MFAA off, prefer maximum performance on, first shader cache off, clamp, and then of course you can like pause this so you can like make sure you put all the right settings. But yeah, that's just basically just giving you an example. But yeah, this is what I would suggest for your Sims 3 program settings for your NVIDIA GeForce graphics card. So that is done. The sixth option, I would recommend you downloading NVIDIA Profile Inspector. So you press that, you will need Wimmer or ZZip, is it ZZip or 7-zip or something like that, to open it, but I use Wimmer because it's much easier. So this is what it should look like. All you really need to do is drag your NVIDIA Profile Inspector out, and of course I already have it on my, there we go, it's up here, so I don't need to do that again. But when it's on your desktop, you should click on it, yes, and this basically is for you to limit your FPS, because of course with The Sims 3, if you're on like a powerful graphics card, your FPS will be all over the place and it will probably be above like 300, and then when you get into game it drops. But what I'd recommend is you wait for this to load. You don't need to change anything on this global driver profile. You click on this down arrow by the house button, you go down to Sims 3, and all you need to do is go down to sync and refresh, go down to frame rate limiter, and type in 60 FPS. So type in 60 and then press 60 FPS, press apply, and of course that will do that then for all like these Sims 3 launchers and all that kind of stuff, and that basically limits your FPS. So for your game it will basically, like, it won't be able to do more than 60 FPS, and that is like it basically helps keeps it low, keeps it smooth, because of course 60 FPS is quite fast. But with how the Sims 3 is, if you have it like a lot higher than that, then the game is going to lag. And like example, if you rotate it, it's like it flings you around and all that, and it's just horrendous. But that's one of the tips that I would recommend. Okay, for the 7th option, go to your documents folder, go to Electronic Arts, The Sims 3, and I will basically just show you like the folders, well, basically the files that you need to delete, and they are like cache files. So like the more you play it, the more it will build up, and like if you delete them, it will basically make your game run a bit faster. So the ones that I would suggest you getting rid of deleting are Social Cache Package, Sim Compositor Cache Package, and then if you get these script errors, just delete them. Yeah, they don't affect your game or anything. Delete your script cache package file. Also get rid of compositor cache package, and also CAS part cache. So delete those. Now onto will cache. Some of you may have this, some of you may not, and I would recommend you just deleting everything in that folder. Then go to thumbnails and delete everything that is in there. Now to featured items. This will basically update every time it's basically for all of them. They will all start going up every time you start the game, and I would recommend you doing it every few days or whatever, depends on how much you play. But yeah, so everything in here, this does actually affect game performance as well, because you're like connected online or whatever. So I have over 1,000 items in this folder, so just select all and just delete them all. So whilst that's doing, I think that is it. Go to DC Backup, and let me just make sure this is the right folder. Yes, so delete everything in this folder except for when we get down to the bottom, because this is going to take ages. Or actually no, I can just select all, and then there we go. The only file that you don't need to delete, or you definitely must not delete, is ccmerged.package. That is the one that you can't delete, because if you do, then it basically corrupts your game, and it probably won't work, and then you'll probably have to reinstall everything all over again, and of course you don't want to do that. So delete everything in that folder, there we go, except for ccmerged, and of course there are a lot of files, so hopefully this will hurry up. Okay, there we go. And I would also recommend you let's see, go to downloads. Okay, so if you have like all these custom content ones that actually have the Sims 3 launcher to them, I would just delete them. I'm not too sure about these actually, I've never actually seen them before, but of course I'm not going to delete them just in case, but just delete the ones that are the Sims 3 custom content and definitely look like this, and just delete them. That's all you have to do. And then of course go to recycle bin and empty your recycle bin and delete. For the 8th option, I would recommend you getting these mods. Naraz, you need to get the Overwatch, Master Controller, Error Trap, and Register if you have pets and not seasons, or adventures. But I will go into these a bit more when we're actually in game, so I'll go over the settings and all that with you. So download these. I'm just going to show you like Master Controller, and I'll just quickly show you how you actually install it, because I know some people find it difficult to understand how to install these kind of mods. So all you need to really do is go to base mod, so phase 12 patch level 1.66 to 1.69. So click that, and then go down to download. So it will be a zip file. So let's save that. Let's open folder, and it will lead me to my downloads because that's where it is. Hopefully this won't take long. Okay, there we go. So you click on it, and of course I have Wimmer. So you click on that, and it will be a package folder. So what you need to do, I'm just going to open another file explorer. So go to your documents, go to Electronic Arts, The Sims 3, go to, I don't think there actually is mods when you actually first, if you've never used them before. So create folder, type in mods, just like that. Let me just quickly delete that folder, and then on the inside type in, create another folder and call it packages. And I'm pretty sure the resource CFG file will already be there after you've done it, or once you've opened up the game. And so you go to packages. So this is what I have so far, like the package custom content that I have and mods. So as you can see, I have master controller, and all you need to really do is go back onto Wimmer, go to so right click on this and go to extract to a specified folder. So go to documents, go to Electronic Arts, go to The Sims 3, go to mods, go to packages, and just press OK. And of course I'm just going to say yes, just going to replace it, and then it will be in your, just quickly, there we go, it will be in your Sims 3 mods packages folder, and that is basically how you install the Naraz mods, and that's literally just the same thing for Error Trap, Overwatch and Register. For the 9th option, I'm going to show you compatibility mode. So you go to your Sims 3 base game, and it looks like this, or it should say The Sims 3, but I'm using a different launcher kind of location kind of thing. So you right click on it, go to properties, and go to compatibility, and mine actually is compatible for Windows 8, but I would click run. Okay, let me just go quickly close that, minimize that. So run compatibility troubleshooter, and it is detecting issues. It doesn't press try recommended settings, and it says settings apply to The Sims 3 Windows compatibility mode Windows 8. So you don't need to press test the program or next, just press cancel or the X, and then if you like close this down again, like if you accidentally close it down, so it's properties, go to compatibility, and then this is usually unticked, so tick it, and then select the OS that it says that it recommends. So mine is Windows 8, and that's what it goes like. And I would recommend you basically running this program as an administrator. I would literally 100% recommend you to do that. And if you have like if you've installed them by disk, or if you have the 1.66 patch, or I think it is, or 1.67, where you don't have to like how it is through Origin, that if you install the base game and then if you install the packs, it's only the base game that shows on your desktop. But if you have got like an older version of the launcher, or you've installed it by disk, then of course these will show up on your desktop. And I would definitely recommend you doing the same thing that I just showed you for The Sims 3. So example, Katy Perry Sweet Treats, properties, compatibility, and this time for me this is actually compatible for Windows 7, and I pull it as that, and I ran this program as an administrator, and I would do that for all of them. And I would also recommend you doing the same for Origin. You don't need to do compatibility mode with Origin, but I would recommend you ticking run this program as an administrator. Okay, I should have shown you this at the start, or like earlier on, but I'm just going to quickly show you how you install Wimmer if you are wondering. So I would like I said, I will link everything in the description for you guys so it's easier for you to find. Let me make sure. So last updated the 2nd of July, so I actually need to update mine because I don't have the updated version. So go to whatever language you are. Can I find English? Oh, actually, wait a minute, let me go to home. Okay, this is home. It's a lot different to when I last used it. Is this the right one? Okay, yeah, here we go. So go to downloads and then go to like okay, these are the actual beta versions, localized. So English, I would recommend you getting the 64-bit. Well, that's basically if your system is 64, which if you are not sure if yours is 64 or 32, go to your search, like click on your Windows, type in Control Panel, and then go to System and Security, go to System, and it should tell you. So system type, mine is 64 bits, so I would go for the x64, but if yours is 32, then I would recommend you getting the times 86. So you click on it, then you run. Okay, here we go. So this is what it will look like. You press install, which I already have it, and so this is what it looks like. You don't really need to change. You don't need to change anything on this. On here, I would recommend you like ticking both of these for the interface. Add Wimmer to desktop and start menu, and then you don't need to change anything for these for shell integration. And that's basically how you install Wimmer. And usually, I'm just going to see if I have it available, but like example, because of course I've already zipped these, I'm just going to quickly see properties, and like if it says a zip file, then and it doesn't have like a Wimmer logo, then I would recommend you right clicking on it, go to properties, change, and make sure you open with Wimmer, and of course make sure it is on your desktop. Sometimes it does not show, sometimes it does. I don't think it's actually showing for me though. So go to this PC. I've just got to quickly make sure which one is which one it's on. Okay, so it's not on the program files. Okay, here we go. So it's on program files. It's not. Don't click on the x86. So program files, Wimmer, and then press. Okay, let me just make this a little bit bigger so you can see. Oh my god, did not mean to do that. Look for there we go, Wimmer. There we go. Make it bigger, and make sure you click the application, and it looks like that, and press open, and that's how you do it. Okay. So after you've done all that, I would actually I don't think I said, but with the compatibility mode, I would recommend doing that for all your other games as well, because I know the Sims 4 it does help with that as well. So you could all just give it a go. Hopefully it will work for you. So back to the mods. If you have done it right, it will say mod scripts found, and it will basically tell you if they are installed or not. So error trap, Overwatch, master controller, register. There we go. So this is what it looks like when to tell you if the mod is installed or not. Okay guys, so when you are in your game, to access the mods and all that, you have to go to the city hall. You click on it, you go to Naraz, and then you have all these. Error trap will not show, but it is in your game if it says it is, when it says mod scripts found and all that at the very start. So go to master controller first. This basically, with this mod you have control of the whole town. What I would suggest to speed it up a bit, I would basically reset everything. It resets everything in the world, all objects, and it basically cleans it up a bit, and it actually helps run it a lot faster. And like with settings and all that, these are mine. Don't really need to go over these because of course it's up to you really, but I allow more than 8 sims per household, blah 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 blah. So yeah, reset might take a while depending on how many objects are in your world, but I can promise you it will speed up your game a bit. And I'm just going to quickly show you my sims. As you already know, these are in my Sims 3 Let's Play, but if I wanted to change okay, no, sorry. Let's go to her. Let's go to Naraz, go to Master Controller. This is basically all the options you can have on this active sim. So advanced, you can edit and create a sim, you can force kill, you can reset sim. Basic, you can do all this. And when they are pregnant, you can actually access this, and you are able to, like, you can press edit and create a sim, and you are able to edit their pregnancy clothes, which I think is great, because without this mod you can't, I don't think you can do that, and to be honest, the pregnancy clothes are horrendous. But yeah, advanced, edit and create a sim, and then you're able to edit your pregnancy clothes. But yeah. Now on to Overwatch. Which is a very important mod. You go to settings. These are my settings, what I use right now. So effect active lot, true. Cleanup or homeless, true. Cleanup concert, true. Cleanup elevators, true. Cleanup genealogy, false. Cleanup inventory, true. Cleanup laundromat, true. Cleanup outfits, true. Cleanup relationships, false. Cleanup situations, true. Cleanup skill modifiers, true. Cleanup vehicles, true. Cleanup vehicles hourly, true. Cleanse the dead, false. Delete all magical gnomes, true. Disable full moon lighting, true. I have that. I think this option, it's only really if you have the Supernatural expansion pack installed, but I have my my like lunar kind of phase or something, I can't remember what it's called, but I have it, so I like set it as like one, like example, a waxing crescent I think it's called, and it will stay like that forever instead of like having a full moon every, like example, 6 days. But I just disable it anyway, because of course you would, if it isn't full moon, you have all that, like it's like a glow, and I don't really like it. Instantation check, true. Logging false. Purge genetic hair, false. Recover missing sims, true. Recover wandering toppers, true. Report on first reset check, true. Reset all gnomes, true. Reset check, true. Restart digital photos, true. Set alarm hour, this is up to you. It all depends on what time you would like some of these things to happen when it will clean up. So example 6 is 6 AM in sim time. And of course it will then clean up. Basically all it really does is turn off stereos, turn off televisions, cleans up vehicles, and also can run sims out of town that don't really need to be here. But I set it for around between 4 and 6. Sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. It probably won't do it if, well, it won't do it sometimes if there's nothing to really clean, but you will have a notification to say like 3 sims have been moved out of the town, 2 stereos have been turned off, and all that kind of stuff. So show sim menu, true. Stop pet adoption, false. Stuck check, true. Stuck check auto reset, true. Testing cheats enabled, I have that on true, so I don't actually have to type in the cheat, I can just have it already enabled with this. Turn off stereos, true. Turn off televisions, true. And that's all you really need to do with that. Register, like I said, you only really need this if you have world adventures and pets. but like allow immigration, I allow that. Allow resident assignment, false. You can see all this. But animal control, this basically is like for stray, mainly for like stray animals. So this is my setting. So maximum deer 3, raccoon 2, stray cats 4, stray dogs 4, unicorns 1, and wild horses 3. And I think that is everything that I needed to show you guys. I hope I don't forget, because I'm usually one of those who, once they've done it, they remember something else. But I think that is everything. So that is the end of this tutorial. I hope I've explained it well enough, because I'm not exactly good at this kind of stuff, and I struggle with explaining things anyway. But I hope I helped you enough. I hope your games run faster. If they do, please comment. But yeah, please like and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye guys.